Go ahead and get that designer off you. I got Stan Smiths on my feet with the R&B Flip Connect. You know what I mean? Zippers on the jacket on the outside. It's super flavor. It's iced out, you know what I'm saying? But it's subtle at the same time. You know, you probably figuring out what does a triangle, square, and a circle mean? I can help you out. Illumination, rhythm, and balance. You know, balance is a square. Pragmatic ideas, things coming to working together under the foundation. Then you have illumination, an idea of how you want to erect your walls. What's the spirit of your room? How you want it to feel. And then you got the womb, the actual home itself, the circle. The circle represents rhythmic womb, things in motion. Automatically you can see the motion. You know what I'm saying? 3D's like my man, the great mad artist. So since we're here, we got free wine at our link ups, you know what I'm saying? Just for our friends that come through. I'm gonna light some sage just for the acknowledgement. Cleanse this space for people to know.
You sure the sprinklers ain't gonna go off?
Huh?
You saged before? So I wanna make sure ain't no sprinklers is gonna go off like, oh, it's a fire in the mall.
Hell no.
Just double
Fuck
check.
that. That's how we coming. And if they go off, they know they gotta come down here and see what we doing. That's how we doing. Just acknowledgement for all the souls that were poisoned, betrayed, swindled against the revolution. We stand with you. Rest in peace to Fred Hampton. You feel me? Rest in peace to Eldridge Cleaver. You feel me? Rest in peace to Sandra Bland. You feel me? Rest in peace to all the other ones that we do not know the names of, to put it on the line every night. I mean, this guy right here, we're the creative agitators. We're here to give them that vibe. This is Dragon's Blood. We got some dragon energy today, you know what I'm saying? I'm spilling chips all over the place. Yeah. Besides Adam Black in the building. One of the greatest. Every Monday, Studio Mondays. We at the compound chopping up beats, talking science, talking rhythms, talking revolution. And it's important to understand we cannot arrive to moments until we build. We cannot arrive to moments until we build. We cannot arrive to moments until we build. The first revolutionary act is to build. Build within first. Let's go. What's wrong in that, right? Like, you deny people's whole humanity, like, and who they are as people, you know? And Chick-fil-A is closed on Sundays. They make great lemonade. Because, you know, it's a Bible Belt. You shouldn't do anything on a Sunday, right? You shouldn't marry another man or a woman marry another woman. These are all rules they created here. The same rules like that Negroes are only 3/5 human. Like the same logic, right? So, you know, you wonder, how do you combat such a situation and still survive and maintain your credibility when you look in the mirror? We're not talking about the government. We're talking about black people waking up every day looking in the mirror, being real with themselves, saying, the game is being played. And it's being played on us. So we isolate them from the rest of the world so that the rest of the world can never experience the empathy in an empathetic term to join forces and fight with us. Revolution we talking about. In other countries, these uprisings happen all the time. There's some portion of their society that is being treaded upon consistently. Those people rise up. In America, they give you nice clothes, you know, great lemonade to keep you happy. But there's a segment of us that are never happy. When we go to sleep with the terrors of our ancestors that never were avenged, like other cultures can avenge. This is for my great-grandfather that was We don't have that opportunity because we are deemed as unstable, ghetto, bastardized. I'll say as a black man, right? We have a very unique experience in this country, right? We were forced to be forced labor. We watched the women that we loved and sought after to be raped and pillaged, right? And we said still survive that, keep going. But still adapt to our way of living. And if you adapt to our way of living, you will then get the respect that you so deem necessary and find. And there's some that actually tried that. They get to these spaces and they find out, oh, the respect still isn't given because your skin, because how I see your skin, and how I see how you wear your pants. It's like, oh, there's no escape. There's no escape to be me. He says, so what does all this mean for creative agitators and everything that you guys got going on and what you're doing? Why you got this food in your hand right now, you know? You look around in this room, it's an empty room. They're like, what are you doing in this empty room? It looks heinous. There's no crowd here. You're giving all this emotion. Well, you're taking a look behind the veil. Dan Hazard, myself, we came together in 2016. Speaking down barriers, I was giving some spoken word about said same topic. And this guy was moved to like, you're right. I come from a space where that behavior is tolerated and even justified. But in my soul, I just knew that wasn't right. Me as a very angry black man at the time, married as well, married with this anger with me every day, that I would never be accepted, that this whole system is not accepting us. The person I'm next to is not accepting me. I'm just walking around with anger. And he says, I want to play next to you, man. I just want to play next to you. I was like, if you're crazy enough as a white man to play next to all the shit that I'm going to say, cool, we got it. And he followed me since that point, and I've been following him the same space. Because I've learned from him in a lot of different ways. So many different ways. And we pontificate consistently Mondays on the structure of our government. You know, we talk about love. We talk about how the revolution is never on the outside, it starts from within. It's the changing of the mind. It's the changing of the perception. To change the frequency, thus changing your environment. which is a tough thing as a black man to sometimes take because, like, you know, what was taken from me was taken right here from this illusion that I see every day. So I need to avenge it the same way. But we know the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but they are mighty through the pulling down of the stronghold. The strongholds that we see left, right, up, down every day. That the slave master said, just be patient and pray. Those strongholds. But I listen. You feel me? And I listen. We kept speaking revolution. We kept speaking about revolution happening from within. We kept creating 2016, 2017, pop-up shops, festivals, small speaking engagements. That's how I met this guy, in these modern day salons that we would consider like these. And it would be people that would gather like a small ball of change that not moving like a monolith, but moving on the same frequency. And each springing out, creating their own platforms, spaces of change. Each of us, small agents, thus changing ourselves. Because again, revolution is inside. So going home every day in this space between now and then, you know, I'm taking risk as a person that works for the Spartanburg Housing Authority, a governmental agency designated to help the poor. Hey, I'm poor. Maybe we can help each other. But when you get behind the wall, you understand it's not to welcome revolution. It's to maintain order. Well, if the order and the structure was already corrupted, what order are we maintaining? Have anybody asked the question? I did. Because again, I got this rage about it. I'm a black man with these two hands that's been raging against the machine my whole life, waiting to be seen, accepted, and wanted. Revolution happens from within, the changing of the mind. So, during this process, you continue to put this vibration. The universe will challenge you to what you know. Right? So, as I'm saying, the revolution happens from within. The universe looks at me and says, are you ready to begin? Are you ready to begin? Are you ready to begin? Think about challenges they come without your consent. So the question was not a question, but a declarative statement for my soul to be prepared for what's to come. You cannot seek freedom if you are enslaving your wife, or if you have put her in a position where she has to put down her goals and dreams to follow yours. How can you talk liberation? Challenge. Looking in the mirror. You can't say you're going to be here for the world, and you can't stand up and be here for yourself. Challenge. So, in this space, I'm still working. I'm still doing the creative challenges. I'm still doing podcasts, Meet the Innovator. We're still linking up. I'm still successful. But revolution happens from within. So those things that I do, there's still a measure of uncomfortability because when I return home, that's not where I have dominion. That is not where I have peace. Not because not only my other partner, but because of my own design, of understanding what acceptance means in another structure and order. Oh, I gotta graduate from college as a black man to get accepted. I got to be the first generation college student to make those ancestors proud. I gotta get married. I don't wanna have a child out of wedlock. No, I don't want a baby mama. No. Gotta buy a house. But is that my culture? Is that who I am? Or was that told to me to adapt? See, my whole life I've been told that I was unique, that I had a different makeup, a different awareness. But from the inside out, I was looking for self-acceptance or other acceptance. So I was consistently deferring my uniqueness to fit with everybody else and their way of thinking in life, but not understanding I was seeking revolution. So you can see how in my own feet, my own ways seem a little unstable. Revolution. Me and Dan will consistently talk about romance and our idea of it and how transformative we have understood intimate relationships to be, and the lack of. How even being with the wrong person can make you feel psycho because they don't truly see you, they can see what you can do. But we're not doers. We're scientific spiritual phenomenons that can procreate and create, that have sadness, that have happiness, that have joy and pain. We experience happiness with the sun and sadness, of course, with the rain. You saw that coming because you've experienced it as well. So we're at one level want this one particular thing. And we're built in this construct to go about so many different ways to get it. But if the young men are not mentored, if they're not brought to understanding of what love is from within, they will never know outside of them what it truly looks like. I say that because I lost a great friend. You know what I'm saying? This is my first, you know what I'm saying? That's how you know I'm very emotional about it still. He was a young man who wanted to challenge the same ways of society. One of the best artists this area has ever seen. Many people know him as Regis Cardell, Regis Gilliam. I know him as the Mad Artist. Another guy I met in 2015 around the same time I met Dan, who wanted to challenge the ethos. And he did it with his hand, with a helmet on. He would put a helmet on and he would improvise this art. And afterwards, he would have these talks with artists about how can we change the diagram of society with our talents. None of us are in here are perfect. No one has even mentioned that word until I just said it. but we have this idea of leadership that has to be. And he was like, let's just all get together and let's just be crazy and make some things manifest, and maybe change can come about that. We have a Black Lives Matter mural downtown Spartanburg, and he was one of the principal reasons. The R, just at the end, is my friend. He took his life. Couldn't quiet down too many yells. But his voice is still loud in this community. So this space, they said, Shem, we want you to come here, man. We want you to do art things. You're connected to the arts community since 2015. The doing. So I said, well, I see what we can do. So what we will do is dedicate some space in here for his artwork. So people that go in the mall, that young guys, just like these black men that couldn't express their creativity, they got sent to ISS because they couldn't stay still in class, because they're reading about Thomas Jefferson all damn day, and they know we have no connection outside to slavery to Thomas Jefferson. So why should I want to know, innately want to know about this guy? But it's forced down our throats, and we consistently stay getting forced down our throats until you have a creative like Patrice that says, you know what? Wake up! I'm gonna use my talents. I'm gonna use my talents to speak out from the inside out. Revolution of the inside. Changing the frequency on the outside. Right? So, now we are in a space where we can express self-expression as we are now. This is our form of agitation, the call and response. Hip-hop, breakdancing, metal music, headbanging, the resistance against the system, the rage against the machine. We've been doing this for a while, and we'll consistently pontificate against these oppressions, utilizing our talents. How does this relate to love? See, love is a spirit. Love is the agent that gets you from idea to manifestation. So if the revolution is inner and your engine is love, you say, okay, Shem, well, you talk about this love thing, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? I need to get me a partner, well, I'm polygamous, I'm polyamorous. I'm connected to many loves. That's not gonna limit me from stepping out and trying and meeting people and seeing how my situation can blossom. If I did not, I would not have met the great people that I have already. Because when I look at Ty Corin, I can say I love you. You feel me? We have pride together. If you were to die today, I will burst in tears. Because I know that's the agent. I can't manufacture that. I love him. He's the best. Adam Black, I love. Big Sanjay the Bat, I love. She helped pour all the beverages. Our new friends, I love. You spent time to listen to us pontificate and speak. I love Curtis Dawkins, a partner I met in 2017. 2017, I met this guy. did a car show with many creatives that you'll see in this space. That one car show led me to 2 clients that said, I love you, Shem. And they proved it. That helped advance the revolution. So while all these things are happening in my life, I'm still attracting people like this. And removing people who said, I'm here with you, but had nothing behind it. And so for a person that looks for self-acceptance, those what they call distractions. Because people know your trajectory and you're revolutionary. And it's more sexy to be attached to the revolutionary than to actually be revolutionary. A lot of individuals know of my ideas, but to actually live them and put them into action requires revolution. You can't just pick it off of a magazine. You just can't pick it up off of a Bible if it's not activity that you've been working on inside. You know why? Because we're all different. We're all unique. This is the revolution of love. Ask and you shall receive, the knock, and the door shall be open. That's a wild boy too. I love it. Like the stuff that we talk about, man, it's just gold. Like I wish there'd just be a fly on the wall, because it's just like you just can't describe it, really. You just like I learned so much from the things that he says and like just his viewpoints of it. And
like what? Give me something.
I mean, like what we're even talking about earlier today, like you know, we're talking about like you know, from the aspect of like white people not understanding, you know, like MTV. What we talking? MTV. You know, I didn't want to mention MTV, but check this out, right? We're growing up, like Michael Jackson was everything to us, right? Like Michael Jackson was everything, and he was a lot to the world, right? We know that. But he couldn't get on MTV in the prime of his career, like, and we think of it like, you know what I'm saying? But like, I was saying like culturally, that changes a lot for households, because like we knew how Michael Jackson was to us. He was like, man, the only time I saw Warren G was on MTV, and I was like, duh, that's what we were saying. Why MTV was such like a gatekeeping thing, because for a lot of black people, we couldn't get on the channel, and so
unless you were singing for Death Row.
Yeah,
because that fit the image that they want to, you know, scare little white boys from the suburbs to be afraid of. That's all you heard. Didn't hear Tribe.
right.
Didn't hear Diggable Planets.
Right.
Barely
But they
heard
went to the
Lauryn
most
Hill.
extreme form.
Yeah.
The most extreme type of rap at the time. And of course, for kids in the suburbs who haven't heard these kind of gangster stories, it's intriguing, right? So he was like, you know, and I was like, you know, Dan, that's the experience we're talking about, is that you're part of the status quo. You know what I mean? And since you're part of the status quo, it seems things to be so typical. But for the people who are not of the status quo, they're not typical at all. You know what I'm saying?
And at least status quo, motherfucker. You know?
Right. But of the status quo, he's definitely like of the wild 1%. You know what I'm saying? That dare to change the other status quo. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's other. He's the type to go back to other status quo and like, yo, we're fucking up. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing this right. You know what I'm saying? Like, for him to go back to, like, he tells me about going back to his family. You know what I'm saying? Like I know people that want to be so revolutionary, they can't go back to their family and try to challenge their way of thinking and beliefs. But he's done that.
Dan, you have,
And so,
Someone's gotta
like,
talk to my little Nazi brother.
I'm like, why, like,
Using the name call.
why would he take the other path against his own family to say our way of thinking is wrong? That like from that point on, any conversation that we have is all enlightenment because I'm intrigued. You know, we have actual brain chemistry going now because I'm open to receive what he has, and it's come vice versa.
Well, yeah, you got to be open.
Yeah,
You're not going to learn anything if you're just accepting the truth that you're given.
yeah.
That's what they
So
take.
we're on Instagram too, Creative Agitators on Instagram. Make sure you follow us.